Sorry, we're back live. So, I presume everyone is back on the T side. They are indeed. One player picking up a bit of utility. Over on the CT side, Hawks is going to be the player that picks up that kit along with a couple of flashes. So, early on, a bit of aggression coming in to mid from Noobs Gone Wild. Aren't really going to spot anything out yet, but this could be dangerous. Trying to peek under past Firat. He's going to get dropped almost instantly. And now, one-man disadvantage early on. It looks like we're going to see an A-split coming in from Atleterna. Nice little shot from Hawks, though, able to tap down the player as he walks out of Palace. And now, the T's, they might be able to take over the site. As we can see, there is a retake being played, but Hawks actually wants to take the fight, and it's going to go well for him. Wolf chimes in with one of his own, rather, and now Kovalet, last man standing, 1 versus 4, and it's going to be really difficult. And well, he's dead, so won't be able to do anything about that. And a nice little pistol roll coming in by Noobs Gone Wild. They were down 1 man early on and managed to take it perfectly afterwards. 4 versus 5, not losing another member. And we should see the force buy indeed coming in. We see Tech9's, Kevlar. Will all 5 players buy up is the question? No. Oh yeah, they will indeed. So they won't really be going for this op on the first buy round either. You can still see a lot of UMPs being purchased up even after the nerf a couple of weeks ago. Firat out mid early on, going to be able to connect a little bit of damage with that nade. We can see the T's now. They're playing a little bit of a default, just looking for some picks, sending this Deagle in first. And a couple of Tech9 sure underpass, trying to get up close range. The Molotov, that'll deny any sort of advancement early on. And it looks like Atleterna are just trying to hope to find the frag anywhere they can. Not the best perhaps when you have pistols rather, but they're going to continue to do so. They've taken over mid control. That's a little bit of map control for them to work with. The problem is they look to actually try and make their way into connector. There's 2 CTs here ready to hold this. Laney with a double spray down. Firat was there to help him and take some of the damage, and now Laney gets himself a triple. He will lose 2 teammates in the process, but it's only down to 1 terrorist now. Looking to try and get anything else done with his P250. Taking 1 more down, that's not too bad. Terrorist's able to drop 3 weapons from the CT side. They won't be too unhappy with that, but they did fully invest, so now onto a full eco in this round. At least do cause a little bit of rebuys for the CT side. We can see an AUG actually coming in from next Fox. And Firat with the Bison knows he's going to be up against his opponents without Kevlar. Can just try and gather himself up some money, just tear through them. And now, going straight towards mid, the T's are. With Glock's interesting choice. Firat, he's getting aggressive through under. Finds himself the first headshot. And he should be able to spot that there's no more terrorists here. And it doesn't really matter now. Peeking out mid is Wolf. He spots out a lot of terrorists. He's just able to tear them all apart. The FAMAS doing work. And now it's all down to Kovalet once again. And Hawks should be able to finish him off. There we go. So a good 3-0 start for Noobs Gone Wild. And now the first buy round for Atleterna. Just going to be onto the 5 rifles. Utility wise, it's not so perfect either. They do have a decent amount of smokes at least. They hadn't all bought up, so I'm quite wrong. It's actually pretty decent. They have the 5 smokes, some flashes, and 1 Molotov onto Kovalet. It's a bit of an awkward name to pronounce, but anyway. The CTs, they've decided to keep these SMGs as well as that AUG onto next Fox, so we can see that they're actually trying to make a little bit of an aggressive play. Pushing in towards Palace, they're not going to spot anyone out, and I believe they may have been heard by the player playing close to ramp. As the rest of the T's, they look to be just trying to get control of mid. They have made their way out. The CTs, we can see they aren't really contesting it either. They're looking to get aggressive on both A and B, and it could go quite well here. Wolf, he's going to get flashed in. He's able to win the fight out, so that's a good start now for Noobs Gone Wild. Take the 5 versus 4 advantage once again. Atleterna now, they know that the players went aggressive in B apps. They've just taken control of short, got a player up into the whorehouse. Firat though, he's going to peek out, doesn't connect a shot, so that's going to lose any sort of advantage that they did have. Hawks though, he spots out the leg of the player in Palace, and there we go, good find for him, and he should be able to upgrade his weapon. Atleterna though, they can't be counted out this round yet. They do have some good map control. Whether they have this 1-man disadvantage or not, and it looks like they're going to make their way towards B. Next Fox, he jumped up to peak apps and he actually spots out the players on short, but now this is a bit of a problem. He's trapped in a van, he knows this. A nice little nade to tag 1 player up, but he has players on all sides of him now. And will he be able to get any frags? But he has Wolf there to support. He will eventually fall, but he wasted enough time to allow for the rotates to come in from his teammates. Nice little find from Wiki though, and this should allow the bomb to at least go down onto the site. Indeed, Dorfin, he's able to get it down, and now Hawks and Laney, they have to try and go for this 2 versus 2 retake. They have a slight HP advantage, but the op onto Laney, it won't really matter when he has that weapon in his hands. Does have the Tech9 to fall off to in the reserve rather. You can see now, just hoping that the T's will make a little mistake, but they're not going to give anything away quite yet. Darfin gets one, not able to get the second though. It's Hawks, brought it down to a 1 versus 1. Very low HP on both players. And the bomb, it's ticking away. He needs to get a move on. He does have the kit, but no, he won't be able to win it. A nice little wide peek from Wiki. And there we go, the first round onto the board for Atleterna. He's not able to retrieve the op though, so that's a little bit of a silver lining for Noobs Gone Wild. Only living one player also means that the economy for the Swedes, it's not so strong. We can see Noobs Gone Wild, it's not perfect for them either, but they could probably force this up, and it does look like that's what they will do. And it looks like Atleterna just look to continue this mid-control play, just throwing that smoke out. Darfin going towards ramp as we've seen in the previous rounds, and just looking to catch any aggression from the CTs as well as taking over control of middle. We see once again Noobs Gone Wild playing mid fairly passive, just leaving these players towards connector, spotting for them to walk up. They're giving up mid basically. Next Fox though is actually going to take a lot of damage from that player pushed up in B apartments. Noobs Gone Wild now, they don't really have all that much info, I don't believe. And we can see that at Atleterna, they're just going to leave one player in connector and they're going to rotate back around through T-spawn. Bring the bomb with them, and we're likely going to see an A split coming in. That one player in B app's just going to be lurking. Furat able to take him down though, so that's a good start. 5 versus 4 now in favour of Noobs Gone Wild. Once again, we saw it also in the previous round. Hawks though, he also takes down the lurker towards connector, so this is when it becomes difficult for the remaining 3 terrorists. They're trying to make their way out ramp. Hawks in a great position, takes one more, gets a lot of damage, and now it's Laney hiding on top of Palace. Will they expect this is the question. He should be able to deny the plant here, and he will indeed. Might even get the second, no, but he's done his job. Darfin, he'll have to pull off a miracle here. He starts it off strong by getting one. We have to remember our next Fox is tagged up, but it doesn't matter. Wolf is there taking down his Swedish brethren, and he also retrieves the AWP. So good round from Noobs Gone Wild, and because of Atleterna only living with 1 in the round that they were able to win, they're going to be straight back onto this double eco, so potential force buy, and it looks like we will see one. Tech 9s, P250s and Deagles to work with. Kovala, it looks like he wants to go for the eco, so he might be the opper for the team. Perhaps just looking to try and buy an op into the next gun round. And it looks like we're going to see perhaps a little bit of an A split coming in. We see a little bit of an execute being set up from ramp. 2 players going to be making their way towards underpass. Just trying to get the bomb down here and drop a couple of weapons. At least. We have to remember they did also invest. As I said, that Kovala actually did purchase up afterwards, so no one really saving for the op. And here we go now. The players looking to make their way out of ramp. Wolf in a really good position to catch these mid players off. He does indeed spot them, so that's pretty good info for them. Will he expect the player to be boosted into window? That's the question. Furat, he's exposed. Needs to be careful, doesn't matter. He's able to hit the shot. Nice work coming in. Takes down Heliums. And now the terrorists, they're just stuck on Tetris. They haven't made any advancement onto the site so far. All their smokes are gone also, and they're just getting chipped away. Hawks with that FAMAS. It's not looking so good for the terrorists right now. Only 2 remain. Nice work with the Deagle though. Wiki able to chime in and finish off Furat also. But he's now alone in a 1 versus 3. Starts it off well also once again by taking the first with next Fox and Hawks. They'll play this well together, I'd presume. And Wiki's just looking for anything, looking to try and force any 1 versus 1 battle that he possibly can. But as we can see, Noobs Gone Wild, they're playing this extremely passive. They're waiting for Wiki to push them, waiting for him to make the mistake instead. He's not going to retrieve the bomb quite yet. He does indeed want to look and try and find himself a frag before he tries to put it down. But now the bomb retrieved. Both players towards jungle / connector. He gets the first and he should get the bomb down. It's next Fox now, 1 versus 1 to try and save the round for Noobs Gone Wild. And it's not going to be easy. He has the HP advantage, but he doesn't have the head armor. So Wiki with this UMP could pick up 1 shot to the face potentially. Positions now of both players. They are known to each other. Next Fox trying to sneak his way up onto the site. He has the kit. He's not in any sort of a rush. And Wiki, I believe he just spotted him. Perhaps he did. I'm not quite sure. Next Fox still just trying to work this angle and find them. And there we go. Next Fox wins it out. Saves the round in the end. But it was a lot closer than we expected. There we go now. The eco should be coming in from Atleterna. And it does seem so. We see Hugo investing a small amount. He has that spare money. And Wiki, because of the kills he got, he's also able to pick up a Deagle and a small bit of utility. So a smoke and flash might be used over towards the B bomb site, it looks like, to try and get the bomb down. Get themselves some extra economy into the following round. Eventually, Wiki just leading the charge out mid. He threw that smoke down on short to try and block off any view of himself. And it looks like he just wants to try and find this player in connector. But Wolf is here to support. That's Laney in connector. Could be potentially caught off guard in the back. And he will indeed. Wiki able to find the first headshot with that deagle. And Wolf getting aggressive now. He trades it out back down to a 4 versus 4. And it's falling apart for Atleterna. They started off strong, but not anymore. It doesn't matter. Hugo somehow able to pick himself up with double. And this Tech 9s, they're looking better for Atleterna than the rifles were in the previous rounds. MP9 retrieved for Hugo. Not the best weapon, but I don't think he really will be complaining. Perhaps we'll just stick with the Tech 9 though. As Kovalet spotting out the player in window, getting a lot of damage, and he will be able to drop Wolf. But he won't be able to live for much longer. So this leaves it on to Hugo now. He already has 2 kills, needs to pick up a third and win this 1 versus 1 if he wants to take this round for his team. Either way, a positive you can say is that they've been doing so much economical damage, but Hugo spotting out the player in apartments and he wins it. Just here's the steps in Xbox, and you have to say perhaps that was a little bit of a mistake from Noobs Gone Wild, giving them 1 versus 1s, and we can see because of the damage that was done, their economy, it's so weak. And now this is Atleterna's chance to get themselves back into this half and start building a good half early on for themselves. We might even see the force buy coming in from Noobs Gone Wild, and it looks like we will. Firot towards mid. He has a scout. I don't believe he's been spotted quite yet, but a couple of terrorists out on mid. That's 3. Not going to be very easy to hold with only a scout. And we're seeing some aggression coming in A. I like this. Wiki's going to try and deny it. He only takes down 1. Hawks is able to trade it and take himself an AK, and I'd say they're going to be fairly happy with that. They're able to upgrade themselves a weapon. Atleterna now still just trying to look for some picks. They know they have the weapon advantage now, and they know there's a player towards Van with the UMP. But Wolf, how has he got himself into this position? He's able to drop the bomb, and it looks like the terrorists actually wanted to split themselves up through short, and they left the bomb alone. It will be dropped. We are down to a 2 versus 2. Wolf doesn't have the support of his teammate currently. Hawks is coming in through kitchen, as we can see. It's up to Hugo now. Him and Dorfin, they have to try and retrieve the bomb, and it looks like they want to come in from different angles, and Wolf is actually just going to completely give it up. I like this play. He's going to go back up and join with his teammate and make their way back around the kitchen to just try and deny the plant once they bring it over in that direction. A lot of time being wasted by the terrorists trying to retrieve the bomb. Noobs Gone Wild, they could potentially even make their way into the site right now, and it looks like that's what they want to do. Atleterna, this is going to be dangerous. The time, it's low, and they need to win these fights early on, but no, Wolf with a double. And what a round coming in by Wolf. Able to drop that bomb and just have such massive impact and then finish it off with the double. And there we go, Noobs Gone Wild. We said their economy was bad, but they forced bot and they're able to reset Atleterna instead, and now the Swedes, they're the ones that are having a little bit of an economy problem. Well, they decide to force. As we can see, there's 2 players that are double eco. And Heliums, he's actually yet to get himself onto the scoreboard. He was 007 in the previous round, 008 now, so. And Firot just slowly picking away the terrorists as they try and face mid. Running out mid all these rounds with pistols and no utility or anything to cover off this position from the window. I'm not sure if that's the best idea by Atleterna. Wiki there, gonna take a lot of damage. A pop flash allows Laney, I believe that is the peek over mid. Firot with the op just completely destroying everyone who faces him. And now the 5 versus 3 heavily in favour of Noobs Gone Wild, both firepower and manpower wise. As next Fox with the UMP, looking to try and gather himself some money. He spots out 1 terrorist in apartments, the other 2 still towards top mid, and these might be for Laney to pick up indeed. He starts off well, first headshot, sprays down the second one, and now Helium's still yet to get himself onto the board, and it looks like he may just be falling once again without picking up a kill, as he is already down to 19 HP. And there we go, next Fox indeed. He's going to deny any sort of economical damage for the terrorists. Now the buy going to be coming in from the Swedes. It's not a perfect buy. They're going to pick up an op onto Kovalet, 2 rifles, but as we can see, Hugo and Heliums, they only have Tech 9s to work with, and you have to question the fact that they bought in the previous round. They did purchase up the Eagles, They were double eco, so I believe they probably would have only had Galil's or perhaps Tech 9s with a lot more utility, but the fact that they were the only ones who purchased up is a bit questionable. And once again, going to continue just going for mid control. This seems to be the standard play by the Swedish team. And Helium's walking out ramp alone with a Tech 9. This could be dangerous, but he actually just gets a small bit of info and a small bit of damage onto Hawks. Nothing too substantial though. Not a tease. They're just hoping for Noobs Gone Wild to give up anything. Give up any frags, and they're not going to do so yet. Firot able to take some damage onto Kovale, but in exchange he's actually tagged up himself. So a little bit of a fair trade there coming in as both oppers able to leg each other. And now Laney, will they expect this position? They will indeed. Hugo is able to spot him out, hits him with the smoke and restricts his movement. And now it's Wolf on short that has to put in some work, and he's doing so. He has the support of Firot who takes down the third. And now Hugo and Dorfin, they have to try and clutch out 2 versus 4. Not so hopeful considering the bomb. It's also down on short in the control of the CT side. Next Fox dropping Dorfin, leaves it all onto Hugo, low HP. And a dream. And you have to remember that I believe Atleterna have already used all of their pause. They used it to allow their AFK player to come back, so they don't really have the pause to allow themselves to just discuss what's going wrong. As I said, that though, Hugo, nice little pick up onto Hawks over towards A, but 3 more to find and 20 seconds on the clock. I don't think this is going to be possible. He likely will just be looking to save this rifle. And indeed, he will be able to save the weapon. They won't be able to purchase up either way, so probably just be another pistol Kevlar investment. Let's have a look at their money bonus. They'll be picking up 2,900, so they can invest a small amount, unless they want to pick up an AWP into the following gun round. And as we can see, Helium 0-0-10 now. He's really not having a good time. Noobs Gone Wild once again taking the fight straight to the terrace. Laney, he's going to be pushing straight into the palace with the support of one teammate, able to get that first frag, and now it looks like they still want to go for this AXQ, try and get the bomb down, but the CTs are in such good position to try and deny anything. 2 of them pushed into palace. It's Helium's now, looking to get himself onto the board, and he finally will be able to do something. Him and Hugo pick up 1 each respectively, and this should be the bomb going down. And Atleterna, they do have the advantage. This is a round they could potentially pick up 1. But no, the nades doing so much damage. Dorfin falls. Hugo loses a lot of his HP. Helium's with the deagle, looking for a second into the round and the game, but it's not going to work out. It's Firot with the op. Hugo looking to actually wrap around connector and play the bomb, but he's so low HP, and Kovale, he needs to stay alive. He's doing so. Next Fox, last man standing. He's been dinked up. 2 low HP players to find, but low HP himself. He won't be able to do it. There we go, a 3rd round onto the board for Atleterna. Noobs Gone Wild once again. Their economy, it's gone down the drain. They will look to force buy. Hawks, he has himself an M4. Will he have Kevlar? Yeah, he does. So it's not too bad. They have 4 M4s, 1 UMP on the next Fox. Just lacking the AWP. As we can see, the terrorists, they finally have one themselves. Going straight back to this mid control play that we've seen all so much, and it really hasn't worked all that well. They've taken mid control basically every time, but once they fall back and start trying to hit sites, they just start losing numbers, or sometimes even as they take mid, they just get slowly chipped away. Noobs Gone Wild, they've been doing well at just giving it up and playing from the sites instead. So as you can see, once again, they've just completely given up control of middle, and it looks like the terrorists are actually trying to walk out onto B. Helium somehow gotten himself onto the van. As we can see, there's a CT on short and a CT on the ninja box, and I believe there are weirdest players on van indeed. A Molotov goes in. Helium's, he gets forced out, doesn't matter, he wins the battle. Floating up above the van like Helium does, and he's able to pick up a headshot, and there we go, continuous trades coming in. It is going to be in favour of Atleterna though. 4 versus 3, full control of the B bomb site, and Noobs Gone Wild. This isn't going to be an easy retake. Potentially could even have to save her, but no. Firot able to take himself a free frag onto Hugo. Perhaps a little bit of a mistake by him, but it's the flank coming in big. Dorfin will actually only take 1 before falling to Laney, and now it's all down to Kovale with the op. He has been spotted also, shooting from the pillar. Both of the CT is going to double peek him together. Potentially could have been a little bit scary there for the collateral, but it doesn't matter. Laney with the headshot, and Noobs Gone Wild with the round once again. It was looking like it was going to go the other way. Atleterna, they can buy up once again. It's not going to be perfect. Kovale, as you can see, has already invested into the AWP. Hugo can purchase up fully and he can potentially drop over an AK, but that'll mean he won't have any utility to work with. But no, it doesn't even look like they're going to force fully into this, so just spending the extra money, and Kovale, I believe, actually did fully invest. Perhaps a little bit of a communication error there. I understand spending the extra money, but Kovale, he didn't really have that extra money to spend. He's now on 0. Wiki, though, trying to take down the Opper who dropped into underpass. Not going to be able to connect the shot successfully. But it's Kovale from top mid. I just called him out for buying this op, but he's proven me wrong. He's able to pick up the first frag onto Furot and drop the CT Opper, the opposing one. Doesn't matter though, he peeks straight out into Wolf, and that's the problem of not having the head armor. He's taken down almost instantly. The op, of course, it is still available for a player to pick up. It's going to be on the back of Helium's now. Laney, nice little pick up onto Wiki, and pre-fire in that corner. It's not going to work out for him. Doing a little bit too preemptively. Gives Helium a free kill. Walking out ramp is Hugo. And here we go now. Somehow Atleterna, they're going to come out on top early on in this round. They can make their way up onto A. And there's still only one player here to hold this. In jungle though, he has a good position, spotting the player crossing, and it's going to be the bomb dropped now. He spots the player at ramp and he spots the Opper close to him. Able to get the spray transfer as Wolf, and there we go. Nice little triple kill from him. I believe 4 in the round in total. Able to retrieve that op also. And he's 20-7 currently. Wolf is really putting in some work up against his Swedish brothers. I'm not sure if he knows them, but he is playing against people from his own country, so you can say it's a little bit of a pride thing. He's definitely shown what he's capable of. So now the buy coming in from Atleterna. Kovale, as I mentioned, he forced into the previous round completely, so a Tech 9 and a flash, that's all he has to work with. And Furot, I believe he spotted a couple of players trying to go up short there, but that smoke, it's going to block off his vision of connecting the shot. The Molotov, trying to slow anything down. And a nade from Wolf, finishing off what we'd previously seen Furot start, and now Wolf just putting in some massive work, continuing this. Able to shut down the short push, and now Apartment. Will he be able to shut this down also? He is indeed. He drops the bomb out onto the site. Furot comes to chime in, and there's a double from him. So there we go. Complete shutdown by Noobs Gone Wild, and just no luck right now for Atleterna. Any sort of push they make, we see Wolf just waiting for them. He's always in position to completely destroy anyone. And now the last round of the half, the Swedes, they're going to be forced onto the force buy, of course. A couple of Deagles, a couple of Tech 9s. And a decent amount of utility at least to work with, but it looks like they once again just want to go towards middle. And I was just about to say this never goes well for them, especially when they have pistols, and it's Heliums that falls to Furot almost instantly. The CTs, they're looking to continue contesting mid, and it seems to be going quite successfully for them. Furot taking himself down a second. He has the player on short to try and help him. He will be taken down, but it doesn't matter. Furot is there to trade it out almost instantly. And now one player in connector, that's all that remains. Nice little headshot from Furot with the 5-7, and that's a 12-3 half in favour of Noobs Gone Wild. It didn't really seem like Atleterna were all that prepared. We saw them just every single round going for mid, no matter what weapons they had. I believe some of the rounds we saw them pick up were just straight up A executes. 2 out of 3 of the rounds, I think, were just straight up A executes, and they weren't even with perfect buys, so. Or hopefully the little pause in between the half won't be too long. Alright, here we go. We're going live into the second half now. Noobs Gone Wild taking a demanding lead over on their CT side of Mirage. Swapping over to the terrorist side now. They're quite literally miles ahead, so this pistol round, it's going to be extremely important for Atleterna. They need to pick this up, or else likely we're just going to see Noobs Gone Wild just run straight away with the game. Firot going to be picking up some utility. Over on the CT side, it's Wiki. He's going to be picking up a kit and 2 flashes, and the terrorists, they look to actually just go straight towards mid, and they're going to actually be countered by some CT aggression. It's only one player. He does have Darfin from the window to support him, but he rotates off just as the terrorists come out, and Laney able to drop the CT almost instantly. Unlucky timing there for Atleterna, but it doesn't matter. They do pick up a trade at least, and this is going to mean Noobs Gone Wild. They'll just fall off, retrieve the bomb, and probably just go back towards the site together, and it looks like it will be A. We can see Wiki, he's pushed up aggressively in B apps. There is one player over on the T side that's currently in this position, and we can see the CT has actually continued pushing up mid. Somehow there's a CT behind, I believe that's Firot, the top mid, throwing out all the utility. So now NGW, Noobs Gone Wild, making their way straight out onto the A site. The smoke gone down for connector will allow them to plant it for short / connector position to allow the terrorists to play off this after plant much easier. Kovalid though coming in from connector with the support of Dorfin. They're able to pick up 2 frags and a turret, and now it's all down to Wolf. He's been having a great game, but a 1 versus 4, is it too much to ask of him is the question. And we can see Wiki, he knows where he is. There we go. The headshot comes in, and Atleterna, they give themselves a little bit of a lifeline by picking up this pistol. It didn't start off all that well, but they bring it back and don't lose another player at all. There we go. Hugo just going to be facing off against these opponents who don't even have Kevlar. The M4 is going to be coming out on top, of course, able to pick up an easy headshot. And Wolf trying to catch a little bit of a timing out of the palace smoke. It doesn't work out for him, and it's just complete chaos towards middle now. All the T's are falling, the bomb's down in the open. And next Fox and Hawks, they're looking to try to get any kill out of this, drop any weapons if they can, but they won't be able to do so successfully. Perfect round by Atleterna. So they're able to keep all 5 weapons up on the board, and now the T is, they're going to be buying in first buy round of this half. Noobs Gone Wild should just have 5 AKs, I believe. May potentially see one of the other players picking up a little bit of a worse weapon to get utility, but no, they're confident in being able to win these aim battles, and why wouldn't you be after that previous half? It looks like they're just playing a little bit of a passive default, expecting aggression from the CT's radar, and it is indeed happening. We see 2 of them pushing up mid. It's Wiki that's able to win the first battle out against Firot, and Hugo against Laney also. So Atleterna taking a commanding lead early on to this round, just falling straight back towards the sites now. 5 versus 3 with 1:30 left on the clock. Wolf next, Fox and Hawks. They're wondering what happened. They lost 2 teammates almost instantly, and it looks like they just want to group up outside A, retrieving the bomb, and perhaps just try and play a little bit of a contact. They don't have a smoke, that's the problem. They only have 3 flashes. We can see now 2 players towards ramp, 1 towards palace, and Wiki out in the open could potentially get caught off guard. He does indeed, and Xbox wins out that battle. It's Dorfin under palace though with a UMP and a pop flash. The pop flash goes in, but it's too late. He's going to fall to Wolf, and now it's a 2 versus 3. Definitely still a winnable situation for Noobs Gone Wild, but getting the bomb down, it may be a little bit too much of a task. But no, Wolf in CT spawn, he should be able to hold these CTs off for a while, and he doesn't need to just hold them off. He makes them fall, he gets a double, and now Helium's, we said previously Noobs Gone Wild were wondering what had happened to all their teammates. It's Helium's that's wondering that exact same thing now as he looks to try and clutch it out 1 versus 2. The nade goes in, doing a small amount of damage to Hawks on the site, but he's just wasting time baiting the CT into him so that perhaps Wolf could take him down, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't need him. He's able to get the kill himself. And somehow Noobs Gone Wild 3 versus 5, winning it out with 2 players still remaining. There is a buy once again coming in from Atleterna because of the clean anti-eco round we saw. And Dorfin, he actually has an up. Will Noobs Gone Wild expect this? Apparently not. They go out without utility, and that's going to be Wolf who falls instantly. So now Noobs Gone Wild once again on the back foot, working with a disadvantage. We saw it in the previous round and we saw them come out successful, but will they be able to do it twice in a row is the question. It looks like we may even perhaps see a bit of a beat split coming in. Two players making their way up short, two towards apartments. There is one CT on short and he's going to fall instantly. That's Helium's. He hasn't been having the best game. He does at least pick up the dink. That'll allow Wiki to finish him off and cause some damage onto the second player, making his way up short. Next Fox with the UMP. He's going to be taking lead. This is a weapon you can jump with and just run and gun. He gets himself a double headshot. I know the bomber should be going down on B. Noobs Gone Wild back in the lead. 3 versus 2, and I'm not sure how they do this every round. Dorfin picking up the AWP. Not the best weapon for the retake. He's just hoping that Noobs Gone Wild will gift them a frag rather. Or he may even just run away and save, and it looks like that will be the choice that they do. Kovala able to pick himself up that M4 upgrade from the UMP. But this will allow Noobs Gone Wild the 14th round onto the board, and if we see Atleterna buy up in the following round, it's not going to be a perfect buy. They'll be working with a couple of players just on pistols. Dorfin at least able to pick off next Fox on the retreat. But now, will they decide to eco for overtime or will they force buy? And it looks like they've decided to just go straight for the force buy. A FAMAS will be dropped over. The op will also be dropped over from Dorfin to Wiki, and he picks himself up a UMP as well as Helium. So it's not as bad of a buy as we thought. No players on pistols. They do have a couple of rifles, the op and the 2 UMPs, and I'd say the op, that's going to be the weapon that we need to see getting the work done early on and taking the advantage once again. And he's looking to do so towards mid, but as we can see, Noobs Gone Wild, they're not going to have any players situated here currently. As we can see, they're all towards the B apartments, Holden and T-Spawn also. And it looks like they do want to go for a late mid control. As we can see, a top mid smoke will be thrown out. Not quite sure who that was by, but that'll allow perhaps a couple of players to make their way out mid if they wanted to, but they're not quite yet. Just throwing that out as a little bit of a bait, perhaps sell a little bit of presence on middle. As we can see, though, Noobs Gone Wild going to be making their way over towards the B apartments, and there is CT is aggressive currently. Oh, director, I need to hurry up and swap over to these players on apartments before the battle goes down. We can't currently see it. It's some reason watching Wiki, but there we go. Helium starting it off strong with the UMP. And going to be trades coming in, so it does end up on an advantage of the CT side. And you go with a triple with the FAMAS. He doesn't need himself a proper rifle. He's able to do all the work. Wolf now 1 versus 4. He's been having a good game, but as you said previously, this may be too tall of a task, and he's dropped by Kovala. There we go. I'm not sure why Auto Director took so long to swap over to Hugo. My apologies. Now, Noobs Gone Wild. They've been recessed, so they're back onto the eco. A couple of upgraded pistols and Kevlar, but other than that, not really too much to work with. Now, Noobs Gone Wild. They've been recessed, so they're back onto the eco. A couple of... Apologies, my stream unpaused itself. That scared the shit out of me. And it looks like they just want to make their way through underpass. Perhaps try and get up connector up close range with these Tech 9s and P250s. That actually scared me so much. It was so loud in my ears. I wasn't expecting that. Hugo though, he will take 1. Takes a dink in the process, so down to 4 HP. Nade goes in and also causes more damage onto the T's, trying to make their way in through under a window, and doing a good job here holding the off angles. Takes down Laney. Wiki needs to be careful, doesn't want to lose his weapon, the Wolf, and he may potentially, but no, just about winning out that battle. So it looks like we may see another clean round coming in by Atleterna. Successfully having quite clean anti-ecos so far. So next Fox, still just hoping that the CTs will give him, and he runs out on the B and he's going to get denied, and he sort of plant. It's Helium's to pick him up. And here we go, another buy again for Noobs Gone Wild. It's not going to be perfect, lacking the utility, lacking the op. Wolf only onto the Galil. And it looks like they actually want to go a bit more aggressive on their default this time, taking control of middle. Hugo pushed up, though he could potentially catch next Fox off guard. He will indeed, so that's another good start for the Swedes. Looking much stronger over on the CT side than they did on the terrorist side. And Furot looking to try and get any kills towards mid. It's not going to go well. He gets pop flashed and Dorfin towards ramp. Going to increase this advantage that Atleterna have. And now Laney and another player stuck towards these boxes at top mid. It's Furot, and it's just not gone well at all for Noobs Gone Wild so far on the terrorist side. Furot and Hawks 2 versus 5. A couple players tagged up, but no. Trying to flash his way out of Palace is Hawks, so he's going to fall. So it's all onto the French player now. 1 versus 5. As I said previously though, a couple of players are tagged up, so potentially could at least drop a couple of rifles. That would be ideal. As we can see, the CTs, they're starting to build themselves up quite a bit of a bank, getting multiple clean rounds in a row. For some reason I can't bring the mouse up to show how many people survived in the last couple of rounds, but we know it was 5 in the previous one. Won't be 5 in this one though, as Furot able to take down Kovala facing aggressively towards ramp. Will he be able to get much more is the question though. All of these players slightly tagged up. He's made his way out onto A, and he has the HP to work with, has 74. HP equals to that of Helium's, and he may just be facing up against Helium's almost instantly, and indeed he falls. So only 1 kill out of that round. Back onto the eco once again. Noobs Gone Wild. They have a flash, and just going to be heading towards mid. The bomb towards Palace. All for the the other terrorists rather, just towards mid. And it looks like they're just going to go straight down mid and fast up connector. Catching Hugo off guard. They do a lot of damage, but the utility going in. He has support from his teammates. Gets a double kill with a nade, and it's just getting completely cleaned up here by Hugo with the support of Kovala. It's only Furot who remains, and he will also drop. Nice little 4k from Hugo. Not as clean as we thought though. 3 kills do come in for the terrorists. Noobs Gone Wild. They'll be fairly happy with that, but at this point it doesn't really matter for Atleterna. We see they've built themselves up such a strong economy. After the buy, there's still a player on 11,000, and Wiki, he's not too far behind with 8. But finally, actually, an op going to be coming in for Noobs Gone Wild on the T side. It's going to be Furot picking it up. He is the opper for the team, of course. He's French, so he has Kenny S in his blood. And now the CTs, they're not going to be intimidated at all. They're going to continue taking this initiative, pushing up middle. Laney is here to support Furot, but not able to do it well enough as he does drop. It does at least pick up the trade and potentially could find another. A flash comes in to deny it, and a Molotov by Kovala, who wants to continue facing this. He will win the battle, and it's not looking good for Noobs Gone Wild once again. Only the Swedish and Finnish players remain. Hawks, he's trying to lurk his way up connector. That doesn't go well for him. Wolf 1 versus 4, and he won't be able to get anything done at all. Atleterna getting themselves straight back into this game now, picking themselves up that 10th, getting themselves double digits onto the board. We have to remember they were 12-3 behind at one point. It's now been 5 rounds in a row for the CTs. There was a break between their previous 2. Full money bonus at least for Noobs Gone Wild, so they're able to invest into the Tech 9s and the Cavalier. P250 onto Furot. And a little bit of utility to work with. It looks like we're going to see a small B execute coming in, allowing them to get the bomb down and perhaps get a couple of kills. Get themselves perhaps some aggressive after plants. But Wiki holding the Molotov that allow his teammate to fall off after the upshot. Gets himself a double headshot spray down. It's Hawks with the Tech 9 though. He's going to be able to retaliate with a double of his own. Pick himself up the AWP. Will the bomb plant be denied? It doesn't look like it. The bomb will go down. Hawks gets one more, and Laney chiming in with a headshot means it's all down to Kovala. It leaves him all alone. He has to come in for the 1 versus 2 retake, and this would be what a horrible way for Atleterna to manage to lose this. Making his way up short. I believe he's been spotted. He definitely has now by Hawks. And Hawks, he doesn't need to peek this. He just needs to waste the time. Molotov goes in and he peeks a 4k by the Finnish player, and what a round coming in. Noobs Gone Wild not having any success with the rifles and eventually the pistols. That's what does it for them. Of course, though, Atleterna, they can buy up once again. As I mentioned previously, they have a lot of money in the bank because of the amount of rounds they won in a row and how clean they were. So Noobs Gone Wild, it's not over yet. They need to avoid getting reset in this position. It looks like they're favouring over towards B. Perhaps they spotted a weakness in their previous round that they were able to pick up with only the pistols. And you may be right. As we can see, there's only currently one player positioned at apartments. The rest of the players, they actually got aggressive on middle. They were expecting Noobs Gone Wild to go for mid control, and Furot with the op, catching Wiki off guard, able to take down the first. And it's Wolf towards top middle. He was actually lurking. It's not going to work out for him. Hugo takes him. Helium's on the Hawks also. As now we're in a 3 versus 3, and for some reason Auto Director, it's on, but it's watching a dead body. Auto Director doesn't seem to always like to do its job. It's a bit of a strange thing. So here we go. 3 versus 3 retake. It's going to be difficult. Noobs Gone Wild. They have good afterplants. They have the bomb down. It's already ticking away. CTs. They have a lot of utility to work with, but it's slowly being reduced as Furot with a third into the round. And now we're probably going to have to direct it ourselves because it doesn't look like Auto Director wants to give us a hand. Next Fox. Able to take down one more. It's actually Furot with a fourth into the round and the ace. What a round by Furot, and I apologise, we missed all of them. Auto Director, once the game is over, it stops working because it's not